It's me! So I just had to drop off my dad at the airport, so I'm gonna be in the car for like the next 45 minutes or so. So I enjoy doing these to like kill the time. Okay, so the next one we're gonna talk about is the big rig job. This is the stereotypical Christmas episode for Leverage. They always like a Christmas episode. Only last season did they have like a Halloween episode to change things up a little bit. So they did like the Christmas episode. This was it had a few things that I thought were funny, and it had basically like kids, being the downfall of their father's legacy. Paige Boss, which I thought was kind of funny how she gets her comeuppance and stuff like that. The funniest part of this whole episode is Parker and Harry as like the film crew. Like I'm imagining their little like they're like skipping away and stuff. You could tell that like they're having so much fun with what they're doing with it. It's just that literally was like my favorite part of the whole thing. Brianna was funny when she's like, I didn't know an algorithm could hate someone so much. I thought was nice. One of the things that I do love about Leverage is that Leverage, there are some things Leverage doesn't know anything about, but like, I feel like this is various members of the writing crew are like, I know a little bit about this, so we should write about it. You know what I mean? Like, they know some about this. So in this instance, like in last you watched the tournament job. I agree with you. It felt weird. I don't know enough about the life to like find it interesting. But the big rig job I did find interesting because my mother's husband is a trucker, and like I have heard him have calls, and I have heard it sound like gibberish and stuff like that. But they do have like their own language when it comes to how they do things, and I thought that part was cool. How they like, the one lady, I don't remember her name or whatever, but she's in The Resident, and I actually love her. I keep calling her character from The Resident's name. But she was wonderful, and I kept like calling her by her name, and she like had a point where she like totally talked to someone, and I was like, I feel like all those words were made up. But ultimately, like I looked it up online. There is like a whole language that they use to like, if they've got a headlight out, it's called a black eye. I forgot what the other things that they said that I googled, but I googled a bunch to be like, wow, there's a whole like trucker slang thing that I thought was cool. Of course, we have like, I forgot what like the big bad was. It was like I guess like some Italian mafia guy or something. I don't remember right now because it's been a while since I watched that episode. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like I said, they have a little bit of knowledge about it, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I have all this. It was cute. It was all like, of course, a truck for kids, and you're taking toys away from kids. Watching the team get upset about this was funny. You know what I mean? Like Elliot going into the car, I'm remembering it as I'm going along here. Elliot like, jumping into the cab. Harry being like, "What are you doing?" Elliot jumping into the cab and then like punching the car and be like, "Man, wake up!" And then he's like, "You good, buddy? You good?" And then all of a sudden he like elbows him again. And he's like, "That's for stealing toys from kids." And I was like, okay. I enjoy when they do things like that. You know what I mean? Like I want them, for them being good bad guys. I like when they have righteous indignation about certain things. Like, yeah, be mad about that. That's messed up. And then obviously we get our fun little happy ending at the end. Sophie, I'm like, really, Sophie, you were planning to go somewhere else. Like, where the fuck are you gonna go that your peoples aren't there? That was the only part that I found like unbelievable. Where I was like, I know that you may have thought that you had a plane ticket thing somewhere, but I don't know. One thing I forgot to mention this too. I love that Nana is part of many of the episodes. Like Nana always seems to have a part to play in these episodes. Like we give Nana the love she deserves, and you could tell by the end that Nana was always adopting the others. You know what I mean? Like Nana takes care of Elliot too by bringing pies and stuff. So I thought that was cute that we give Nana all the love she deserves, because Nana's always adopting everybody. So I thought that was cute. Anyway, it was an okay episode. Wasn't anything earth-shattering, but it was alright. It was a cute little Christmas episode. Probably not my favorite Christmas episode that they've had so far. Look, my favorite one is when like they all bought the team gifts and like they get like a katana. That was the one where like he was a bad guy and then the dude from News Radio. I don't know. But basically, I like that. I think that Christmas episode was my favorite. Anyway, it was okay. So, all right, on to the next.